Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Making the Jarvis program. And in this section, we're still working on the Google Home. In the previous two episodes, we created the clock face, and in the main home page, if I show the final product, we made this page, which is clock, has the current time displayed out as an analog clock, and the date. And then we coded this page in the last episode. In this episode, we're going to be working on the weather app, which is this page right here. And if I seem to be going a little fast, same as the last couple of episodes, I am recording this again for the second time, third time in some cases. So if I just seem to be going fast, sorry, just bear with me until I get caught up to where I was. I'm trying not to go too fast, but there's a lot that I cover, and then I'm having to now go back and recover it all. But alright, getting into it, I went ahead and just started with the basics for this weather app. So we made a new definition called weather app, and I pretty much just copied a lot of the stuff out of this home screen that we made. So I copied the starting variables, the same thing to get our coordinates, the home's setting and media button layout, the timer circuit, getting the date and time, setting it, printing it on screen, printing out the home button, the home control, and the media button, and drawing the line, and then went ahead and got the loop where it finds out if the minutes equal to the previous minute, and then gets the current weather. And if we just run that, you'll see I'm having to just run straight into the weather app instead of through something else. This is all we got. It has the time, it has these. If you click on them, you can see it printing out in the terminal down there, which one we're clicking on, but if you click anywhere else, it just gives you the coordinates. Alright, let's get into it. Now to do that, we're going to have to actually back up a little bit. So right up here where we have the daytime section, we're going to have to do that whole weekday formula we did on the clock face, where we have to get this one, the weekdays abbreviated. I'm just going to steal it from right here to make my life a little bit easier. And you can do the same, it's not going to change anything. If not, all you need to do is make a dictionary where it runs 1 through 7, and then the value of that dictionary is equal to the abbreviated version of the days of the week. You could make that the full length, but I'm making this work for just the abbreviated version. Do we need to do weekday equals current time dot today, and that has parentheses dot ISO weekday, and that's going to return that 1 through 7 that we're going to be using. Alrighty, on to the next thing. So we're skipping all the way down to here. We have the previous minute, that part. So in here, we're also going to have we're going to have some list defined. These are going to be for our weekly or daily change for the week. So for that, we're going to do conditions. We're defining a condition list, and that's going to be a string. We have a temp min list. That's also a list. Temp max list. And a precipitation level. List. And space. And then we're going to say I equals 11. This would be very easy if you use the for loop, kind of like Java, but we have to change the numbers very weirdly, so it's easier just to use a while loop. So while I is less than or equal to 40, we're going to say conditions temp min, temp max, and I need to change these, so we're going to put a 1 behind them. and precip. That's going to be equal to the Jarvis help file dot weekly weather. Alright, so what that's doing is every time we call this, it's going to get the conditions for, we need to pass in I, for that day. If I come over to the help file and actually print out, I don't think I ever showed, but when we print this, we can actually print out here. So print weather data.json. We'll call weekly weather. And that outputs these ones. Actually, I don't think I'm... Yeah, so we get a whole bunch of stuff like this. And it's split up into days. So there's our list. We're looking for this DT, which is the date and the time, and then it gives us our temperature, temp min, pressure, sea level, ground, humidity, temperature, weather. Inside the weather, you see there's rain, light rain, clouds, wind, stuff like that, precipitation, all that. And that's going to be for each day. That's why we're having to send in these really weird values. Just know that they give us the days we're looking for. So we're going to now do condition list dot append. We're going to append it with conditions. We're going to do that for all of them. So temp min list dot append temp min 1 temp max list dot append temp max 1 and the precip underscore list dot append precip. Alright, now if this is where we have that whole statement which gives us the right days. So we'll say if I equals 11, then we're going to say I now equals 19. Elif I equals 19, then I should equal 27. Elif I equals 27, then I should equal, what was that, 33? No, 31. If I equals 31, it should be 33 now. Fix my errors as I go. And then after 33, it should just be else I equals 41, which is going to break us out of that loop. Alright, so all it's going to do is it's going to set all the values for set all the values inside the list equal to what day of the list. So it's going to pass in 11, which is the 11th value, which is the day, and it's going to return these. And then it's going to append each of those conditions to a list. It's going to change it to the second day, then third, fourth, fifth, and then break out. Alright, so next we're going to go ahead and start displaying this on the page. And to do so, instead of having to type out all that, we're going to start by copying part of this from right here. So I'm going to copy this. And close it down. Open that one. And right here. That should not be there. That should be up here, I think. Right? Am I going crazy? Well, I guess it's fine where it's at. I just need to set this all after it. There we go. Because that sets it back to the... So this has the same thing as earlier, so like right here. It subtracts 12 from the hour, just adds it back in down here. Alright, so Pi game mode is clear. So we're going to change this now to be, instead of 300 by 900, to be width. Make that an int. Width minus 100. Delete int. It's going to be height minus 150. We're going to split this to 5100, that's fine. Down here, it's 200 by 200, that's still fine. We're going to split it to, yep, that's fine. 200 by 200, that's going to be fine. So, it's not, so let me make another one to make it cloudy, and I'll show you what this is going to look like. Because it's cloudy outside apparently. So clouds, I'll go ahead and add in the or fog. Weather, and this should be weather cloudy, and it should be clouds. So I'll run this. Give it a minute. Did I not update the screen? Update the screen. Why are you giving me a problem? Did I do it again? No? Oh, there should be an else. Let's see, does that fix it? What are you doing? Okay, you're giving me all kinds of problems. Close. I don't care about that. Is it something in here, maybe? Let's try print. See if it even runs that far. Alrighty, so I've messed up something somewhere. Let's look. I don't have any errors. So all of this was fine. Those don't do anything. If minute does not equal the previous minute. We're gonna set all these. 11 equals 19, 19 equals 27, 27 equals 31, 31 equals 33, 33 sets it to 41. Condition. New printing, print I. Let's see if it makes it that far. 11, 19, 27, 33, 41, 41, 41. Alrighty. Figured it out. I did I instead of 1. Perfect. So we have a background color and then our small image, or a background image and then the smaller one. Alright, get rid of this print statement. Alrighty. So next we need to continue making these for all the other ones. To do that, I'm just gonna come up here. Just to save time, and I recommend you doing the same. Did I really put clear twice in here? That should be snow. I really hope somebody figured that out. If you did figure that out, and I did not mention that, just know that I do record these ahead of time, so I might not have gotten to or this video might not be out by the time you've commented that, or I hope that makes sense. I'm a college student. I record quite a good bit ahead of time. Just because, let's still do this right here. Just because I have classes and such. And that makes these, videos, come out at a good time. I have them set to schedule to come out at a certain time. Oops, not there. Here. Or this one. So if we run it, it should be the same. Background. Alright, on to the next thing. We're going to print out those temperatures, same as before. So print line, I was right. Print line. Like I said, we were going to be using that a lot once we created it. So we're going to do a string of temp. And then we're going to do plus, and we're going to grab that same degree symbol from earlier. It's not far enough down. There it is. Control C. You could just copy those. It would be alright. We are just going to change the location. I just feel like hand coding it since I copied and pasted those other pieces. Just makes me feel better about myself. We're going to make the size 70, so it's going to be quite big. And then its position is going to be 225, 200. Remember, this is subject to whatever your size is of your screen. That's just that position just works for me and that size. I'm going to pass it in the text color. Now print line, and we're going to go ahead and make this one F string as before. Now it's going to be min temp. I need to string that first. Min temp, close, Control V, F dash, open string, max temp, close, Control V and F. And then for this one, it's going to be a little bit smaller, so we're going to pass it in as 50 instead of the 70 we did before. Its position is going to be 200 and 375. And then txt color. So that's going to change with the time as well. If we run that, give it a second, you can see it prints out the temperature right above it, and then down here is going to be the high and low for right now. That's, like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure that's by the hour, so that's this hour's high and low. Alrighty. So now, if you look at, for example, this one, and we go to the weather app, you can see over here that we have these white boxes with the information displayed in front of it. What we're going to do is we're going to make all those white boxes now, and then we're going to make a for loop that's going to do all this, or a while loop that's going to do this all for us. If I get those confused, for and while loops, like I said, I am a college student. We code in Java in my class. Oops, that's not the right file. So I might say one when I mean the other. Just because I might have been doing homework before this, and I'm in Java mode. Now I'm in Python. Alright. We're going to say pygame.draw rec. We're going to pass in screen. And then for the color, it's going to be BG color. And then its positions is a square bracket. It's going to be 420, 120, 310, and 80. And now we're going to copy that 4 more times. So that was 0. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I know that was a weird way to say that. And we're going to change this value right here, the Y value. So it's going to be 202. Then it's going to be 284. Then 366. And lastly, 448. So if you run that now, you can see the boxes are all right there. Do those run off on my other program? I just noticed that. No, they don't. So like here, you can see there's this edge around it. But on that one, they weren't there. So let me check my numbers. 420. I made them 400. It should be 300. Like that. So running out, now you can see it's got the little border around it. Next thing is we're gonna go ahead and make that loop for printing out the information we need. Printing out like the icon and all that. So we're gonna make another I. It's gonna be equal to 0. We're gonna set a Y equal to 160. Let me continue my formatting properly. We're gonna need a Y1, and that one's gonna be equal to 110. So while I is less than 5, we're gonna say if weekday plus I plus 1, this took me a while to figure out, is less than or equal to 7, then print line weekday ABBR dot get weekday plus 1 plus I. So then 50, and then where is it? 50 position is 470, and the Y, and then we need to pass in TXT color. So that should just print out our first one. So that should print out tomorrow's day. Today is Thursday, so it should print out Friday over here. Ooh, I didn't increment that. That's why it's doing that. So we'll do now I plus equals 1. Right. I did 1 again instead of I. Do it. Run again. There we go. So you can see there's stuff being printed out there. So it took me a while to figure this out. So if you remember that weekday is going to be a number 1 through 7. And we need that to be, or we need it to print out what day of the week that is. 1 through, whatever 1 through 7 is. So if we just printed that out, what happens if, so we're trying to print out like the next day. We'll print today's in the future. So today was, we'll actually use today for example. Today is going to be, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4. Today will be 4, if I'm not mistaken. So if I wanted to print out tomorrow, I'm going to pass in 5. That's going to give me Friday. Well, that would be the first day in my list. I'd print out, or I'd pass in 2 of them, or 2 more, which would give me 6, which outputs Saturday. That's my second day. 3, that gives me Sunday. What happens when I pass in 4? I should be getting Monday, but 4 would be 8. 8 is greater than 7. So what this does is says if it's less than or equal to 7, which means it's Monday through Sunday, just print this. This next one is gonna fiddle with it to make it print out correctly, which is else print line, and it's gonna be weekdays ABBR dot get. We need to open up a second set of parentheses in here, which is weekday plus I plus 1. Come on, just go where I want you. plus I plus 1, just like that. Now subtract 7. Then we pass on the same position and color and all that stuff. So the idea is if it's greater than 7, it's just going to subtract it back, which of course makes it a number 1 through 7. Now, I'm going to come up here and I'm just going to copy all of this. Whoops, I went too far. All of this, if clear, if clouds. And we're going to change that slightly, but I want to start from there. I feel like that would be easiest. Enter and then paste. We're going to grab from here. We're going to scroll up a little bit until right here and tab. And everything's in line. So now, what are we going to change? Well, we're not going to need this section. We're just going to need one image. So we can get rid of these. And that condenses it down to that. Colorful. Now we're going to change the weather to be condition list. We're going to pass in I. What's its problem? Condition list is possibly unbound. So to fix that possibly unbound, what we can do is just take these right here, Control X, and move them up here to the start, right in here. Shift tab them over. And that'll fix that possibly unbound problem. Just like that. And then we're going to take this and copy it all the way down. Anytime weather was in here, where it says if this is in weather, we're going to change that to be the condition list of I. So that's getting the current condition, which is either clear, rainy, cloudy, any of those. It's getting that for the day that it's looking for, which is I. Just like that. We don't care about the no internet one right now. And then what we're going to do is go back up here. We're going to do if BG color equals white, which is day, double equals. Tab this over for now. We're going to, let's see, scale it to be 100 by 100. So it's smaller than what we're used to, and we're going to position at 500 and then Y1. Else, we can copy these two. And this should be not that. It should be, before I forget, gotta change the image. Image is clear day, and then clear night. So it should look like this. So we're gonna take that, and that's gonna be inside each of these. So I guess we could have gotten rid of all of it. Oops. And that the if BG equals white, which is a color, a tuple color. The reason we're doing that is because we can do the same thing. It's only supposed to be white when it's daytime, so that should go ahead and automatically filter us to the day. We need to come through here and change all of these to their new name. Just slowly through here, or as quickly as you can. I mean, it's whatever you can do. I can't type very well. Oh, we actually don't need the else in this one, so we don't even need the if either. So we can grab these two and shift tab. and get rid of that. And then for down here, it's gonna be the same way. Grab this shift tab and snow. So lastly would be the else. Okay, I'm not gonna do this one down here. Pretty much if it doesn't have internet, it's just gonna print nothing. Now print line, and we're gonna print the temperatures and such for that day. And we're gonna go ahead and format this one as an F string. It's just easiest that way. String, temp, we're gonna start with the minimum. So temp min list, pass in I, close them, and then I'm not gonna have the degree symbol anymore, so I have to go find it, which is right there. Control C. And Control V, F dash open. We're gonna do another string. We're gonna pass in temp max list I. Use F, just like that. Now for the sizing and such, we're gonna pass in 30. Then for position, it's gonna be 660. And that's gonna be Y. And TXT color. And lastly, we're gonna do another one of the print lines. Print line. This one's gonna be an str int precipitation list of I. No, I hate that. My keyboard, the shift key is smaller than normal and it's put right beside the up arrow, so I tend to hit them both at the same time. Just like so, and then plus, we're gonna do a string at the percent symbol, comma 30, comma open, it's gonna be 550, comma Y plus 5, so it's a little bit different. And then black. Oh, yes, all these are Y1. I was trying to figure out if we even use them. And then we're going to do Y plus equals 82. And then Y1 plus equals 82. Just like that. So we run that, everything should print out fine. Just like that. As we can see, there's some problems down here. But we just look through here. Friday, all these numbers are good. They print out fine. If we actually, let's see if I can find what's the weather look like for this coming week. Friday looks alright. Saturday, alright. Looking at the weather, we have a problem with, as you can see, the precipitation list. So let's go look at that. Because precipitation, I know Friday is 70%. And for Friday for us, it says 0. See? 0. 0, 0, 0, 0. But otherwise, it does have these right. Everything else seems to be right except for the day problem, which is up here. So let's look at that code again. So get weekday, I plus I, minus 7. That should be fine. Should be I plus I. Correct. So if I'm not wrong, let me speak out my thinking. So weekday is going to give you a number 1 through 5. So we're going to start with 4, which is today. First time through, I is 0. So that's why if we add 0, it's just going to give us today. So we add 1 to make it tomorrow. We say if that. I think I might have just found it. Let me run this again. Ah, there it goes. Yeah, I had an I problem. So I had printed 1 again up here. Let's go figure out this precipitation. So scrolling back up. Precip list. Does that look fine? Precip list, not a pinned precip. And then when printing it out, we're just passing in I. Down here, int precip list times that, close. So it appears to be a problem with the precipitation. Let's see if we have the same problem over here. That may be something I have to take a look at in between this episode and next one. Okay, so it's not over here, because that's relatively correct. So let's look at its thingies. String int precip times 100. Up here, precipitation is equal to weekly weather, appending it into precipitation. It appears to be the same. Scrolling. So why would it be giving me problems or why would this one give me problems and the other one doesn't? I figured it out. I passed 1 instead of I. As always. There we go. Now everything's printing properly. Like I said, this is a little off because it's by the hour instead of by the whole day. You could, if you wanted to, you could probably go into the Jarvis help, have it print out the whole JSON format and find like all of the numbers inside here and be able to calculate the average, and that would be more accurate, but this works fine for me. But now we have a functioning weather page. It gives us the accurate current weather, and then over here it gets us the weekly weather by the current hour. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to set up the buttons, and I meant to do this in the last episode, I forgot about it. So for now, let's go ahead and change this. So instead of it calling the weather, we're going to call it clock. Just like that. So, scrolling up here, inside this if mouse events, instead of it saying print home now, we're going to call the home page no music, which is the home page we coded in the last episode. Inside the home page, we're going to call the weather app instead of it just printing out weather apps. So weather app. So we run this now. It's gonna, and close back up. We have this page, just blank clock. If we click, you'll see it opens up. Oh wait, I forgot to do that one. Sorry. Close these out. Close that one. Open up the clock. And then here, we need to call homepage no music as well. We'll change that later for some custom things. So now if we click, you'll see it opens up the home page. And then we can click here and it's going to open up the weather app. And then we can click up here and it's going to go back to the home page. And then of course if we wait long enough, it'll kill itself. It's easier just to kill the whole thing. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. In the next episode, we'll go ahead and start coding the music app. But until then, I will see y'all on the other side.